What's up guys, it's Matt here, and you can see I'm quite big today. I'm quite juicy. I have my big arms out here for you guys. You know why? Because just like these bad boys, we're gonna check out the 10 biggest freaks of nature in the NFL history today. People that are way bigger than me, believe it or not. 10 dudes. So I don't really know any of these names, so it's gonna be very educational for me to see these beasts out there. I guess most of these people are gonna be O-liners and D-liners, maybe some linebackers in there, perhaps some tight ends, I don't really know. But yeah, it's gonna be a blast. So without further ado, or wait, actually before we say anything more, if you like this kind of content, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe if you want more of these. It helps me out so much in that bad algorithm out there. So yeah, let's dive right into the video.
The NFL is filled with some of the world's most explosive and physically gifted athletes. Even
Sure
in the
is.
land of titans, some players have made us reimagine what we thought was humanly possible. These players have size, strength, and speed combinations that...
And I actually have to say that I am pretty sure that the NFL has most likely some of the best athletes, like, of all sports out there. I know some people are gonna say, basketball players, wrestlers, they are like more, I don't know, better. But these guys, they have like, the thing here, they are quick, but they also have so much strength. And that's really unique. That just makes them stand out, in my opinion, at least.
look like they were made in a laboratory. Today,
Yeah,
we
they
have
do.
the 10 biggest freaks
That's
of
Larry Allen
nature
right
in
there.
NFL
The guy reacted
history.
to. He was a beast. All right, let's get into
Bo
it.
Jackson.
Okay, never heard
There
about
was
this dude.
nobody like this guy. Royals GM Art Stewart once said, "You have to rub your eyes to believe what you're seeing." The legend of Bo Jackson is best told through quotes of those that saw the phenomenon.
Dude, he's big.
firsthand.
Is he a linebacker?
His folklore grows with every story. More and more jaw-dropping fables have come out throughout the years. Frank White said that he really did play baseball with Superman. After winning a Heisman
Really, though?
starring in 3 sports at Auburn, Bo entered the NFL draft.
Okay.
Now the biggest urban legend in NFL history, Jackson ran a 40-yard dash and a scout clocked 4.12 seconds.
With that
If it sounds
size?
unreal.
Yo.
It's because the fastest time ever clocked at the NFL Combine
That's-
is 4.22 seconds. Bo smashed that time by nearly a tenth.
But
of a
this guy is
second.
big. He's
Along
not
with
even
his
like a
mythical
tiny
athletic
linebacker. This
feats,
guy,
Nike
or a
helped
receiver.
turn Bo Jackson into
He's
a sports
huge.
megastar, and the slogan "Bo knows" transcended into
Yeah,
a pop
like, this
culture
guy is
phenomenon.
big.
Bo starred
Yo,
in
I
both
can really
football
understand
and
that. Holy
baseball.
shit.
Still the only person to be both an NFL and MLB All-Star.
He played 2
There has
sports?
never been an athlete able to hit 500
Joe, he
foot
played
home
2
runs
sports?
and bust 90-yard plus touchdowns. Other than Bo,
Is he a
even though his
receiver
career
or
was
running back,
abruptly
or is he?
shortened by a hip injury, Bo knows, and everybody else knows, that there will never be anybody like Bo.
Dude, what a
Julius Peppers.
freak.
The Wilson, North Carolina product
Holy
was a
shit.
3-sport star in high
Did not
school,
expect that.
lettering in football, basketball, and track. Unblockable at
What's up with
defensive
these
end, Pep
3
also
sport
played running
dudes?
back in high
Like, I
school,
can barely play
scoring
1 sport.
46 touchdowns in his career. Peppers
These
attended
guys
the
are
University of
freaks.
North Carolina
Yo,
and was
holy
selected
shit.
as a freshman All-American. The greatest testament to Peppers' athleticism was walking on to the legendary UNC basketball team
Okay.
while still dominating on the football field. Julius
That's
Peppers is
insane,
one of two
man.
people that
Ah,
ever
that's what
played
we talk
both an
about.
NCAA Final Four and
That's
the
real
Super Bowl.
athleticism.
Peppers was a large man, measuring in at 6 foot 7 inches and weighing 285
Like, he's
pounds.
actually a beast.
Drafted by the Carolina Panthers, quarterback Derek Anderson was quoted as saying, "Julius might be the biggest person I've ever seen. I think God really built him like this. Perfect specimen and set.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, I can't even put words to how impressive this is. This is like really incredible.
40-yard dash at the combine. As soon as he arrived in the NFL, Peppers produced a Rookie of the Year season, notching multiple 3-sack games. In one of his greatest plays
Yo,
ever,
really?
Julius Peppers bent what was imaginable, catching Joey Galloway from behind in a full sprint. Not only did Peppers run stride for stride with a receiver, he
Yo.
ran with the fastest receiver in the NFL. Peppers
That's
was an anomaly.
insane.
He was the only
What an
player in
achievement.
NFL history to record
Man, imagine how hard that must be.
interceptions in a career.
I'm so
Players
slow.
rave
I don't even
about
think I
Peppers'
would catch
ability
up with
to
the
produce
O-liners,
late
man.
into his
Really.
career. He just seems to be ageless. Peppers dominated the game with such mobility and size, his name became synonymous with freak of nature, Randy Moss.
Oh yeah,
No player on
we
this list
talked about this
struck
guy.
fear into the opposition like Randy Moss. Moss jumped over defenders
He's
to pull down
insane
passes
the
and
way that he
effortlessly
managed to
glided
catch
past
balls.
defenders on his way to the end zone. When asked who
At his
most
speed.
resembles his game, Moss replied with nobody. It's the correct response. Leading up to the draft, Randy posted one of the most stunning workouts of all time. Walking off to a collective jaw drop from the crowd, Moss showed off 4.2 speed, combined with a 50-inch vertical at 6'4", slipping to
That's a lot.
21st overall pick in the 1998 draft.
Oh,
Randy
really?
Moss didn't need time to groom, immediately making everybody pay for passing on him. His first
Yeah, I
game
remember
was
so
his
many people
first
must have
of
hated
39
playing as this dude.
multi-touchdown games.
Shit.
It wouldn't take long before defensive backs were giving Moss miles of space.
Did he get a
at the line
Super
of
Bowl,
scrimmage.
though?
In fear he would run past them like they were
I mean, he
standing
played for the
still.
Pats
His
during the Tom Brady
17
era.
touchdowns as a rookie is
I don't know if
still
it was
an
during
NFL
that era
record.
when
His
they won
play
Super
coined
Bowls.
a phrase heard at every playground. You got mossed. You'd only hear that when a player would outmuscle a catch over any other player. Moss possessed
insane,
massive
man.
hands that could each pluck the ball at the highest point individually. A scoring machine. Moss was the leading receiver for two of the greatest offenses of all time.
Pats and
The
Vikings.
1998 Vikings and the 2011 Patriots.
Yeah,
Bob
man.
Pruitt, his head coach at Marshall, once said, however fast you think he is, he's faster than that. Randy knew he was the best
it's
athlete
insane.
on the field. Once telling his
So much
QB,
respect for
"Just
that."
throw it above his head. He can't jump with me. Moss even had a signature shoe line with Jordan called the Super Freaks.
But you know, that's like the fun thing with this. Oh yeah, there we have
The
him.
strongest
That's like the funny
NFL
thing
player ever.
with
Larry
American
Allen
football
was an
is that you're like, if you're like good at sprinting, tracking, you know, if you're like very good and people see the potential in that, then you can like become a running back or a receiver as long as you know you can catch. And if you're like good at baseball, you're like good at throwing. You like maybe you will have potential to become a good quarterback. And that's like the thing that's so cool. Like you can be good at so many different sports, and then you can like still get into American football because it's like so versatile. It's like such a wide sport that requires so many different kind of skills. And that's like so interesting because I know over here people like talk down on the sport. They say like you have to be big, you have to be huge to get anywhere. Otherwise you're just gonna like get screwed up. But it's actually like it doesn't matter if you're small, if you're tall, if you're big, if you're small, if you're good with your hand, if you're shitty with your hand. It doesn't matter. Everyone, no matter who you are, actually has a spot here. It doesn't matter if you're obese, if you are thin as a needle. Everyone can have a spot in a football team.
Unknown out of Sonoma State, Allen dominated Division II football with legendary stories of him knocking defenders unconscious with his blocks, leveling any player in his way, followed him into the NFL draft. Many pundits
This guy
scoffed
is
at
so
these
big,
tales,
it's
saying
insane.
his success was due to the lack of competition he faced. At 6'3", 325 pounds, Allen possessed nimble feet
300
and versatility to
What?
succeed at all 5 offensive line positions. Drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, Allen was forced into the starting lineup because of injury and never looked back. Allen became arguably the greatest offensive lineman in NFL history, a dominant force unlike
Look at this
anything the league
guy.
has ever seen. Larry
Yo.
Allen was able to bench press over 700 pounds and squat 900
Yo.
in one of the most
900 pound squat?
36-year-old Larry Allen did 40.
Do you guys understand how much that is?
25 on the bench press.
That is
in a Pro
insane.
Bowl
That is
skills
like complete
challenge, earning
insanity.
him the crown of NFL's strongest man. But he wasn't only just big and strong.
Yo,
in a
he's
playoff
like-
game, Allen ran down a would-be pick six from a linebacker. Afterwards, nobody was talking
How?
about the magnitude of the play. but
How do you even
instead,
do that?
Allen's absurd athleticism. There aren't stats to compare offensive linemen, but there isn't any
Like this
doubt
guy
the
as
impact
like
that Larry
he's like a
Allen had in his
complete
career, riding a roughshod
endomorph,
over
but
any
he's like
defender he went
fast.
against by being bigger, stronger, and faster. Deion Sanders.
Yo, this guy's shits on the toilet gotta be insane,
or
man.
prime time, if you prefer. Knew he was the most gifted player on the field.
In Falcos.
Sanders played for 9 different professional sports teams across 2 different sports, and is the only player to play in both a World Series and a Super Bowl. FSU
What's
coach
up with
Bobby
these
Bowden
freaks,
refers to
bro? I
prime
can
as
understand the
measuring
title freaks
stick
of
for
nature.
athletic ability.
How do you even get to
Sanders
the,
medaled
like,
in track,
how do you even do this?
football, and baseball during his time with FSU. Sanders is not as physically imposing as others on this list, but not many come close to the endless things Deion could do. Deion moved with world-class track speed and could effortlessly
You see how
change
he's just
direction on a whim.
he's just like
Sanders shut down
dancing through
prolific
these people.
receivers every week.
They have no
People
chance.
didn't realize that he didn't go to
They have
one
no chance,
NFL
man.
training camp in his first 6 seasons because it was baseball season. In 1996, Sanders became the first
What
modern
a-
player to be
what a
starter on
complete
both
freak,
sides
dude.
of the ball, playing receiver for the Dallas Cowboys as well. Sanders is one of 2 people to score a touchdown 6 different ways. Dion doubled as a kick returner and was so dangerous the league colluded to never kick to him again. Another fabled story of the NFL. Sanders showed up to the combine to run the 40 and immediately after got a ride back to the airport, knowing he cemented his spot. There may be others on the list.
What a
but there can only
complete
be
legend,
one
man.
Prime time. Calvin Johnson. While many people didn't get to see what type of
A
player
lot of
Calvin
receivers
Johnson
in here.
was going to be in college, in an offense that rarely passes, the NFL knew what was coming. Johnson has an athletic profile that is
Lions.
aptly described by his nickname, Megatron. He looked
Dude, that's a sick
inhuman,
nickname.
like the bad guy in a scary movie. Most 6'5", 240-pound receivers built their game around boxing out opponents at the catch point to secure passes.
Yeah.
But Calvin Johnson regularly blew by secondaries with 4.3 speed. Calvin is still
He's
the
big.
only 6'5" player to
He's
run
like
under
big but
4.4
fast,
at
like
the
looks
combine.
very compact.
Scout Gil Brandt claimed he had the best broad jump he's ever seen. Almost 12 feet. Defenders had no chance in
what the
covering
fuck?
Johnson's freakish blend of length and speed. Calvin is in the conversation of the greatest receivers ever, even though he retired at age 30 after just 9 seasons. One particular season, in 2012,
Bro,
Calvin
people
Johnson
are fucking
shattered
calling
the
me
single-season
mid-recording.
receiving record by over 100 yards. Teams were doubling and even triple covering Johnson in an offense without many other threats, and it didn't matter.
Like, this guy
Calvin
is just
Johnson was a
like,
monster
like
and
when
an
we were talking
aberration,
about it, what a
combining
freak.
Greek god
I
physical
don't even know what to
traits
say anymore
with
because
soft
these guys
hands
are just
to
so
cement
huge.
the ball anywhere within an acre of
They're
him.
massive.
Injuries and inept franchise relationships shortened Calvin's career, but they weren't short on miraculous moments. Herschel Walker,
Dude,
the
beast.
University of Georgia running back, is recognized as one
Running
of the most
back, okay.
dominant college football players ever, and his story to success is just as interesting.
Okay.
Growing up poor without access to weights, Walker
Yeah.
would do push-ups, pull-ups.
Man, this is what I
sit-ups,
admire
and
so much
dips
about
at the
people that
house.
comes like
Pretty
from
typical,
poverty.
except he did them in
They always
sets of
like, if you have like the right
thousands. He was
mindset, they
pinnacle
just
of
make
athletics in
anything,
Georgia,
they like make
winning
anything
4
out there at
state
gym.
championships
Doesn't
in
matter, like
track,
they make their fucking
including
own
shot
booster
put.
gym.
He was the fastest
They do what they
and the
can, they get out
strongest
running, they
person
do
around.
pull-ups,
As
sit-ups,
soon as he
everything,
arrived at
and they become
UGA,
freaks.
He became the centerpiece of their football program.
Like people like really fail to understand that you need expensive gyms, you need expensive like all this shit. All you need to do is just like literally like a pair of shoes. Get out and run. Get out, fucking do push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups out there, do dashes out there. You're gonna get a really good physique. Like so many people are just wasting so much money on like supplements and all this shit. It doesn't even like most of the time like 70-80% of it, maybe even 90% doesn't work. Everything that really works is caffeine, creatine, and protein. People are like so delusional, thinking like they can buy a good physique. A good physique only comes from your mental will.
Defenders were
Facts.
unable to bring Walker
Big
to
facts.
the ground, possessing the ability to bounce off would-be tacklers and track speed to leave defenders in his dust. After 3 Heisman
Another
worthy
fast
seasons,
freak.
Walker won it in his junior season. He amassed over 50 touchdowns in 3 years, going
Really?
pro into the upstart USFL. Walker was the best player by a large amount during its 3-year existence. Once the USFL folded, Walker moved on to the Dallas Cowboys, already a living
A lot of
legend.
Cowboys in
While he
there.
didn't have as much success in the NFL.
I can really understand how they won 5
unprecedented
Super
running
Bowls
back
back in the
longevity,
days.
playing another 12 seasons.
Seems like
During
in the
that
80s and
span,
90s they
he
might
only
have been a
missed
very
4
good team.
games. Walker retired the only player to get 4,000 yards 3 different ways: running, receiving, and returning. As
Yo,
if the
that's
beating he took in the NFL
returning?
wasn't enough. At age 48,
That's respect.
Walker pursued a career in the MMA. He went on to fight 2 fights and won them both. A true testament to his physical
What a
freakiness.
beast! Like this is
Jim
so
Brown.
impressive.
Most people know who Cleveland legend Jim Brown is, arguably the greatest football player of all time. But what most people don't know is he's also one of the greatest lacrosse players to ever live.
Like this
Saying
is what I'm
himself that
talking
he's
about.
probably
What is
better
up
at
with this?
lacrosse than
Like how do you
football.
just pick
Brown
up 2,
lettered in
3
6
sports and
in
are
high
good at
school
everything?
And 4 sports at Syracuse before
4
going on
sports?
to be a 3-time NFL MVP and the
This
only
dude is
player
playing
to
4
average 100
sports.
yards rushing in his career. Brown still holds the record for most 3 touchdown and 4
How do you even have
touchdown
time to
games
play
in
4
NFL
sports?
history. Unable to be brought down and unwilling to step out of bounds, Jim Brown reset every standing NFL record in 9 short seasons. Ray Lewis called him the most dominant player to ever step on any field.
And that comes from
Master of
Ray
the
Lewis,
fly
who's
sweep,
like the
Brown
alpha
could
dog of
reverse
the
field
NFL.
and run away from opponents, sidestep would-be tacklers, or physically impose his will in head-on collisions.
Big
Marcus
beast.
Allen once said, "Forget running backs. It's like every player is measured against Jim Brown because he was the touchdown, the measuring stick.
The
He was
touchdown.
the greatest player that ever lived."
Mr.
Jim
TD.
Thorpe, Jim Thorpe is the pioneer athlete. The
Well,
modern
this
history
is-
of athletics begins
This is back
with
in the
Thorpe.
days.
Not only a superstar NFL player, you can name the sport, and Jim Thorpe was the best at it from 1910 to the 1930s. A decathlon
Oh, it's
is an
100 years
Olympic
ago.
event that encompasses 10 different competitions all rolled into one. Created in 1911, Thorpe was the first person to ever receive gold at the event. The ability
Really?
to win multiple skill-specific Olympic medals and dominate at the NFL level is deserving of this list already. But Thorpe did it without training, as he interchanged between the MLB.
It looks
and
like
football.
Garoppolo there.
Former President
Maybe
Dwight
Garoppolo's
Eisenhower
granddad.
broke a huge secret about Thorpe. He never practiced. He showed up and did things better than everybody else.
He never
in his first
practiced. This is
time.
what I'm talking about.
Thorpe
Like, these
won
people are
at
just shitting us,
including World
they're just
Ballroom
shitting at us
Dancing
normal people, man.
Championships. To understand his worth to football, look no further than the award given to the best college defensive back in the country each year, which is appropriately named the
Oh,
Jim
the Thorpe Award.
A Native American from
Nice.
Oklahoma. The legend of Jim Thorpe has grown through generations. Because of his impact and excellence,
It's so
during the
hard for me,
infancy of
like,
modern-day
these
athletics,
freaks out there.
Thorpe became a legend whose tale will be
Imagine
told for
winning
years
gold
to
and
come.
multiply different
Vernon
things and you
Davis.
don't even practice.
For a
That's
long
insane.
time, tight ends in the NFL were thought of as an extension of the offensive line.
Yeah, exactly.
Utility blockers that played their role within the offense. Once the
Okay.
likes of Tony Gonzalez and Kellen Winslow Sr. infiltrated the NFL as receiving threats, it was only a matter of time before someone like Vernon Davis came along. Davis absolutely dominated on the field at Maryland, while
He's a
also
beast.
showing his physical prowess. But before Davis left Maryland, he had set a school strength record for tight ends in bench press, squat, and power clean. But Davis didn't
That's a
show
good
what he
start.
was truly capable of until the NFL Combine. Vernon Davis
I bet he's fast as well.
clocking over 4.4 on the 40, leaping
That's
over
quite fast, I
40
guess.
inches, and broad jumping nearly 11 feet. 6'3" and over 250
He's so ripped as well.
pounds.
That's like what is
Davis's combine
impressive.
numbers were the only thing people talked about through draft night. He was drafted 6th overall
What
by
a
the San
beast.
Francisco 49ers. 2009 was Vernon's breakout year, where he tied the season record for touchdown receptions by a tight end with 13. Davis was too fast, and he had too much leaping ability for linebackers, and was far too big and strong for defensive backs to handle at the catch point. Davis moved and caught the ball like a wide receiver,
Like-
but possessed offensive lineman power.
Just look at these
In Davis's
jumps.
illustrious career,
Like, I
he
don't-
set the
I don't really
playoff
know what
tight
to
end
say
single
much
game
because
receiving record,
this is
won a
just so
Super Bowl with the
insane.
Broncos, and was named to an All-Pro team.
What a
there may
beast.
never be a tight end with Vernon Davis's physical
What
prowess
a beast.
and
And as a
athletic
tight end as
ability
well, it's
again.
like such a versatile
So,
role.
what do you think? Is there anybody we left off this list?
What
Let
I
us know in the
think,
comment section down below.
well, what I think is that this was insane. Like some of these guys are, you know, having 4 sports, 3 sports, like even having 2 sports at a pro level. This guy who picked up the MLB and he picked up the Super Bowl. Like, what's up with that? Like, honestly, what's up with that? That's just insane. Yeah, I never see. You don't really see that thing in Europe. Like football, what you guys call soccer, these players. I never really heard about this, but maybe it's because I don't know. I don't think our football here is like so big that you don't really have other sports around it that are like at the same level. If they would have another sport, they would like really lose so much money on it because like the football players, they're getting paid like more than the NFL players. So. Or like some of them at the top level. So going down to play like basketball is not that big here. I mean, like it's quite big, but like it's nothing compared to the payrolls in NBA. They would lose money on it. So that's like so insane seeing these people. They go up with tracking, baseball, football, running, like everything, and then just yeah, it's insane. That's like really a freak for me. A freak is someone. Like in my book, playing 4 different kind of sports, that's like real freakish right there. So yeah, this was a quite long video. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Let me know in the comments down below what you want me to look at next. I know some of you guys has been recommending me other videos. I'm going to upload them as well. I'm working on it right now. Leave a subscription down below if you like this channel, you want to see more content, you want to support your bro over here. Leave a like if you enjoy the show. And well, as per usual guys, until next time.